Hey, yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy Alamite. We're back with another one today. And today's topic, based on the title that you saw on the thumbnail and the title, who is it for? And talking about the master plan. Well, I've seen a lot of people review it, and so a lot of really good reviews, and I agree with all of them. It's a great plugin. Now, who is it for? Well, that's a good question because I've tested it out where I'll have a song that was mixed, right? Look, if you're gonna cut corners in your production, right? Let's just say you record in your apartment, right? And there's a lot of echo in there. There's a lot of background noise, cars, ambulances, dogs barking, doors closing. You got the washer and the dryer going at the same time, right? Somebody washing dishes in the background, you know, and then you try to clean that up as much as you can in the production process, right? When you're mastering, when you're mixing, and a lot of those artifacts are there, and some people they just don't. Without trying to sound so mean or harsh, right, to these people in this category, they don't use their ears a lot, and they'll just kind of like, well, I don't hear it when the music's playing, but it's there. And the people who have good ears and who have been doing this for a long time and who just know how to use their ears as a tool, we hear these things, and I've gotten tracks where I'm mixing and I got to take a lot of artifacts out, do a lot of repairing, and keep in mind this is just to the vocal itself. There's times where the samples that are being used, like kick snares, pianos, synths, whatever, right, are not at its best quality, but there's a workaround with that. We can make that work, right? There's plugins. We can layer things with other sounds. But when it comes to the voice, the vocal itself, the actual audio file, like the raw file, the way you record it is how it's gonna stay. You can do a lot of things to try to repair it and a lot of cuts and this, but that's unnecessary when you're able to repair it in the process, right? Like when you're able to um basically try to get it right at the source. If you can't get it right at the source, that's how it's gonna come out, right? Through mixing, right? And all the way to mastering. And well, a good example of that was my last video that I had. And it'll be linked at the end of the video, right? It'll be one of the last thing that shows up. But I'm gonna recommend that video. Go watch it. It's also about mastering. It is a 2 hour video, but I think it's a really good video to go watch and kind of like see firsthand from someone who is not, right, a professional, because I'm not a professional. I'm not at that. I don't got that status yet. I'm not there. And but I think a lot of people, and you'll see a lot of other YouTubers and other channels, they'll talk about mastering, mixing. But the reality is, most people who are on a very thin budget have to do everything themselves. And I think this is where I come into play. My channel is more about, look, do it yourself, DIY, right? But the thing is, there are just some people who don't have the capability to absorb knowledge in a certain way and understanding and just the way things are explained sometimes. I feel like there's like a disconnect. And so I feel like me being in that same boat right now with other people, but still having that understanding and where other professionals are getting at and what they're trying to say. I feel like I can actually convey that better in my channel, in my videos. What I'm trying to say is I'm on the same boat. I make mistakes too. I don't know everything, but what I do know, I'm going to share. And I'm going to try to bridge the gap in my channel. Okay? Bridging the gap is important because if you're not understanding something and someone keeps telling you it's like this, like this, like that, like this, like this, like this, like this, and you're like, I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't mean anything to me, right? Well, I think that's where I come in. So, for example, a plugin like the Master Plan, everyone says it's a great plugin. Yeah, it is a great plugin, but you got to have your mixing down right. And it starts from the production, from recording to making the beat, from the musicians playing the instruments, the drummer playing the drums right, sound treatment, all that good stuff. And then you go into mixing. And because you got a clean source, then you're able to get a good mix. And there's times where even if you got a clean source, the mixing engineer, well, in this case, the person who's doing everything themselves can't do everything themselves, even though they think they can. They'll go to these YouTube videos, watch all these tips and tricks, but there's no context to it, right? So the Master Plan is for those people who are doing it themselves, but are at a good place in their understanding with having a dialed in sound the right way, having a clean sound. And a lot of the times, a lot of us, and I'll just put myself in the same boat because I'm not perfect. And I think I know it all sometimes, but I don't. And I got to check myself sometimes. But that's a good thing. At least I realize that I got to check myself sometimes. And I do so. And I put myself in place. But, there's times where we just think we know everything and we don't. So I mixed this song, and this song here, it was just more of a practice mix for me, right? I said, you know what? I went to one of these websites, downloaded one of these free songs that people put out there for you, so you can download and just practice mix, right? From an artist, Killer L. The name of the song is Window, and I mixed it. I just started mixing it for fun, so like a practice mix. But then it came to the mastering stage, and I'm like, hey, I think I got a pretty good mix, right? I think, right? Subjective. But yeah, tell me what y'all think in the comments as I'm mastering this. But I'm gonna use the master plan to master the song completely. No other plugins. The only other things you see is this one, this, and this. Okay, so to understand, the mix tool is just a volume knob, and you got this level meter here, which is this one down here, and this are the same. But this window to understand in Studio One. Studio One comes with a project page, which it just basically means for mastering. This is the mastering page where you drop your songs here, and then you'll have them, down here lined up according to how you have it lined up down here, and then you'll be mastering all your songs, like your EP, an album, or multiple songs for that matter, and the project page, right? But yeah, so I just got one song, so I kind of threw it in the project page to master. And this is just it's a Reaper plugin, so one of those free Reaper plugins, but it sends the audio from my DAW to OBS, and that's how you get the sound. So just don't pay attention to that. And the way I'm going to use this mix tool knob is just for you guys. So as I'm mastering and I want to dial in the actual sound, like as I'm pushing this knob up, as I'm dialing it up, it's going to get loud if it's not at Unity, right? So I don't want to do that. I don't want to blow your ears up. So as I'm dialing in, right, once I hit Unity and I get a good sound before it starts breaking on my audio and distorting it, and you start losing some of the dynamics. Once I kind of see where it's at within the dB ballpark, I'm going to go in here before I turn off the Unity, right? And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to turn it down by so-and-so, whatever. But Yeah, it's just to protect you guys. So this section, the mix tool and the level meter, just for me to read, to see, and to make sure that I don't mess up your ears and I don't blow up your speakers either, wherever you're listening to at. But that's all it is. So that being said, let's jump into it. And I'll show you when you got a good, decent mix and like, hey, I'm confident in this mix. There's no artifacts from the vocals or no clicks and pops, no distortion. And hey, there's times where you'll get, I'll have to mix and master a 2-track, and a lot of these amateur producers, right, making the beats, everything's distorted, clipping, over compressed, over limited, and you'll get the 808 and kick thumping and hitting hard, and in their speakers, man, hey, this is badass, it's banging, bro. But then you play it, and when a mixing engineer tries to mix it, they can't mix it because they done messed up the audio file. Like, it's baked into the audio file. And so, yeah. And later on, I'll do a video showing that process where I'll just take one of the old songs I've done for this artist that I've been working with for a good while, and I'll just take one of the songs, one of the beats, right? Not the song, just the beat, and I'll show you how I set it up in my session. And I got templates. I got 2 templates, the one for 2-track mixing and the one for all the stems, right? All the stem mixing and the track out stems, that sort of thing. But both templates are set up very different. The 2-track is very specific. And I always keep in mind the 2-track for me is more of showing. I mean, it's for me, the 2-track is more to, it's set up in such a way that I'm thinking more ahead. And it's more to approach it from the point of me having to repair and fix things in the beat, right? So I fix the beat, then go back, work on the vocals, and then kind of start gluing everything together, making sure that the vocal and the beat are sitting correctly and leveled right. But anyways, enough chatter about that. Let's just get into the song. Let me master it with the master plan. Again, nothing else, as you can see. Literally just the master plan. Nothing else. No limiters, no soft clippers, none of that. Just what you see, with a mix that I am confident with. Okay? Keep that in mind. I'm confident and I believe in this mix. That there's no artifacts, there's no crap in the way. It's a good, clean mix, and there's nothing else audible besides what I want to hear. Okay? So let's just jump in. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. All the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances, only welcome to the dust and let the bingo. What I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I do my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each step been out there for me. Even I can bear for me. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me. Always been on fire, now fresh for some light in me. Don't need to be reminded, and you see us to be lighted. Can you see the strong desire? Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expiring soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window. through this window glass.
Now breaking down through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now breaking down through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now breaking down through the window.
Okay, so I have a pretty good idea of kind of what I want to do first. And typically the way I'm using the master plan, and this is again, every time I'm using only the master plan. And look, I usually only use the master plan when it's a mix that I've done and I'm comfortable with the mix. And I know for a fact there's nothing else that needs to be done to it. But generally speaking, and this goes for any production work, right? When it comes to audio, especially with music, you want to make sure that you're comfortable, like, and you're confident, and you know 100% sure that the mix it's fine. So whenever I'm mixing, I'm not gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna fix that in the mastering part of the production. I'm gonna, if I get to the mastering and I'm doing something here right now and I don't like what it's doing, I'm gonna revisit the mix and fix it there and bring back the audio back to the wherever I was mastering to make those changes. If I feel like, hey, that cross stick is just too low, it needs more volume, it's not cutting through and it's not where I want it, then guess what? I'm gonna go revisit that in the mix, not the master. Hey, I just want just maybe like 2 dB louder on the cross stick, right? Okay, then go do that in the mix. Bring it up 2 dB or 1 dB or 1.5, and then that's it. Just bring back the audio and go back to your mastering session and continue mastering. Like, you don't need to try to make it cut and make some crazy EQ moves and boost it here and cut this to make space. No, you do that in the mix, not the mastering. And as you notice, the master plan is set up in such way. It's not crazy. It's very self-explanatory. You got your input, your out, bypass, true peak, your unity. You got your different styles of playback to kind of monitor things. Your width, your loud, which is based on soft clipping and limiting. 3-band EQ, thick, which is saturation, cleanup, multi-band compression, smooth compression. This clamps down like in a nice, smooth, creamy way. Calm, which is for all your harshness, and tape. It's very, very simple. And you got a few presets here. You can go through your presets, but yeah, it's very, very simple. It's not surgical at all. There's nothing surgical about the master plan. It's very broad moves. And if you don't got a good mix and there's all kinds of problems with the mix and it's unbalanced and it's not what you want to hear, but you think you can fix it in the mix, you can fix it in the mastering stage, or you send it off to being mastered and the mastering engineer's like, I can't work with this. And if a mastering engineer tells you, hey, look, I need you to, your 808s are kind of out of control, your snare's too loud, and your vocals are just being buried by all the low end and all the percussion and all the synths and all this other stuff, then you got a problem. And listen to the mastering engineer and take the criticism and the advice and just fix it. And if they're trying to give you pointers, hey, take those pointers. Like, be happy that you're getting people who care about you. Because there's times where I'll tell some people, hey, man, you got to do this, and that. And they get upset. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to help you out, just looking out for you, But just, but sometimes we got to be careful with how we approach people. And it's a sensitive topic because some people, they don't like being told what to do, or not told what to do necessarily, but no one wants to hear that their mix sucks or that they did a bad job, where it's not what they thought it was in their head or according to what they hear, But yeah, again, it's a sensitive topic. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I usually always just start with cleaning up, and I'll just kind of clean up. So let me go show you that. I'm gonna play the audio and just kind of start playing with things and see what we can dial in. All right.
Picture life for a second, wanna rest. Yeah. Only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. All the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances on the rock into the dust and let the bingo. What I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does agree, this one tree. The most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so well for it. Journey is a marathon where each jump in I learn from it. Even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me. Always been on fire, now fresh for some light in me. Don't need to be reminded, and you see us to be lighted. Can you see the strong desire? Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expired soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Picture life for a second, wanna wrestle on this field where all the obstacles turn a fake and then a real. Where you can never touch, it seems all too much to dream, but this way I'm certain that we cannot yield. And I know that each person keeps to the flow. Everyone working to now be the water from this boat, so let's go. Why does heaven have to be the enemies? When we on the same mission, it is just a destiny. So let's get peace. I reckon now we all deserve some money to not eat. And we all deserve expensive shoes hanging on our feet. So please stop competing, in the end we on the same team, ain't we? Break through this glass, feel like time is running out, why's it so fast? Clock is ticking, hey, when it happens in our past. So don't see me on my phone, placing no side, no mask. Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expiring soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window. Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
That could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances on the rock into the dust and let the bingo. What I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does agree, this one tree. The most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so well for it. Journey is a marathon where each jump in I learn from it. Even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple. Only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. Hold a future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances, only rocking to the dust and let the bingo. What I meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each open out there for me, even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me, always been on fire. Now fresh for some light in me, don't need to be reminded. And you see us to be lighted, can you see this strong desire? Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expired soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Picture life for a second, wanna wrestle in this field where all the obstacles turn a fake and then a real. Where you can never touch, it seems all too much to dream, but this way I'm certain that we cannot yield. And I know that each passing keeps to the flow. Everyone working to now be the water from this bowl, so let's go. Why does heaven have to be the enemies? When we on the same mission, it is just a destiny. So let's get peace. I reckon now we all deserve some money to not eat. And we all deserve expensive shoes hanging on our feet. So please, so competing in the end, we on the same team, ain't we? Break through this glass, feel like time is running out, why's it so fast? Clock is ticking, hey, when it happens in our past. So don't see me on my phone, placing no that, no mask. Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expiring soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window. Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. Or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances, only rocking to the dust and let the bingo. What I meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each open out there for me, even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me, always been on fire. Now fresh for some light in me, don't need to be reminded. And you see us to be lighted, can you see the strong desire? Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expiring soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
So immediately we hear like a big difference, right? And again, look, you can use a master plan on your mastering if you want to do that. Just be careful that actually sit down after you finish your mix. And it took me a while to get to this point because I would get so excited. Look, I just mixed my song and man, it's banging in the car and my earbuds and on my Bluetooth speaker and the stereo system and whatever. And you hear it everywhere and you think, man, that sounds just really good, right? But then you get to the mastering stage and you get a little lost because it's like, okay, I like the way it sounds, but now, what do I do? What's mastering, right? Look, and the best way to describe mastering is you're just prepping the audio, you're prepping your song, your art, right? You're prepping it and you're adding the additional final touches, like the final touch-up, right? You're giving it the little facelift and you're putting on the makeup on, like you're dressing it up really pretty to present it to the public. So the mastering is to make sure that you bring out the best in your audio, in the file, in the song, to where when you do play it on earbuds, headphones, studio monitors, computer monitors, your phone, your car, it doesn't matter, or in the club system, like it doesn't matter where you play it, it's gonna translate and have a balanced sound each and every single time. That's all it's for, is so that you can have it a little bit louder. You're giving it extra volume, right, in the mastering, but still retaining at the same time those dynamics that you gave it when you were singing a song, rapping a song, doing the musicians were playing their parts, or you were making the beat, right? Or even if you're just you with an acoustic guitar singing, right? Every song has dynamics. Even metal music has some dynamics. Everything's got dynamics. It's got peaks, it's got valleys, it's got the in-betweens. Same thing with frequencies. Frequencies tell a story. Like certain frequencies can make you feel certain things, different styles of compression, saturation, right? Limiting, clipping, compressing, right? Effects, stereo imaging makes you feel certain things, right? Reverb, delay. So all these things together combine, it makes you feel something, and it's going to tell you a story. So making sure that it sounds balanced at the same time. And I always, for me personally, I make sure it's going to sound balanced as best as possible by the time I'm done mixing my song. Like, I have to love it and like, okay, this is where I want it. And can I squeeze a little bit more out of it in the mastering stage? And to me, that's the ultimate goal. Like for me personally, when I mix a song, I am so confident that I can mix it with the master plan and not have to use anything else. But if I did not mix the song and I gotta master the song, just like, again, I'm gonna link that video, at the end, once this video is done, the video that's gonna show, it's gonna be the last YouTube video that I made. It's about 2 hours long, but take your time, watch it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I show why having your mix done properly is so important. Because if I were to use only the master plan on that master, it's not gonna work. So I still ended up using the master plan, but that was the last thing I used. But before the master plan, I used more stuff, and you'll see it in that video. Okay. So I'm gonna continue. I feel like I'm at a good place. I don't feel like I need the multi-band compression, but I'm gonna play with it. But more than likely, I'm not gonna need it. And the tape, how can you not use the tape? Like it's just, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna play with it to see if I like the color, how it's coloring the sound. And if I don't like it, and if I don't like it and I don't need it, then we're not gonna use it. So let's continue.
Yeah.
Yonder if I looked inside the window, would say the brighter side of this thing though. Oh, the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances on the rock into the dust and let the bingo.
Yeah.
What I'm meant to be, fade, trying every option now. Nothing ever does agree, this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. Yeah, I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each open out there for me, even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me, always been on fire. Now fresh for some light in me, don't need to be reminded. And you see us to be lighted, can you see this strong desire? Yeah, been a bit quiet in the scene now. Yeah. Only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. Or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances, only rock into the dust and let the bingo. Yeah.
So I just don't need the multi-band compression. It's kind of, I could probably get away with doing the like 1 or 2 dB. I'm just not going to use that at all. I feel like it's taking away just the dynamics, and it's just making it a little bit tighter than I want it to. And sometimes actually even having something a little bit tighter can take away some of that open feeling that you want sometimes. So sometimes you don't want a really tight sound. What you want is like a lot of open space to where you just like the song feels free. And this song's got like kind of like a nice pocket, but I don't want it too deep in that pocket, you know?
What I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does agree, this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. Yeah, I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each open out there for me, even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me, always been on fire. Now fresh for some light in me, don't need to be reminded. And you see us to be lighted, can you see this strong desire? Yeah, been a bit quiet in the scene now, working with my team. Yeah, only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. Or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances, only rock into the dust and let the bingo. Yeah, what I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does agree, this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. Yeah, I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each open out there for me, even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me, always been on fire. Now fresh for some light in me, don't need to be reminded. And you see us to be lighted, can you see this strong desire? Yeah, been a bit quiet in the scene now, working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon, cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expired soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window. With the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window. The window, I'm breaking out through the window of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming just a never lost.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Picture life for a second, wanna wrestle in this field where all the obstacles turn a fake and then a real. Where you can never touch, it seems all too much to dream, but this way I'm certain that we cannot yield. And I know that each passing keeps to the flow. Everyone working to now be the water from this bowl, so let's go. Why does heaven have to be the enemies? When we share the same mission, it is just a destiny. So let's get peace. I reckon now we all deserve some money to not eat, and we all deserve expensive shoes hanging on our feet. So please, so competing in the end, we on the same team, ain't we? Break through this glass.
I just happen to like the way the tape setting around. I almost kind of want to put it at 100, but I feel like that might be a little bit overkill. So like maybe 70 or between 70 and 80. Then again, I might just go back to 100. It just gives everything a little bit more of a presence, kind of like in the low mids and the lows. I mean, even in across the whole signal, it's just I like what it's doing. It get kind of almost gives it a crunch almost, but like a pleasant crunch. Like a little bit more definition. And now I'm just gonna start dialing in the loud. And again, I'm gonna go to Unity, make sure that the dynamics are not being broken up, then go from there. Then I'm gonna take it off. Before I take it off, again, I'm gonna go back here to my volume knob. It's just this is just volume. That's all it is. It's only volume, so that I don't blow your ears off. Okay, that's all it's for. All right, so let's go ahead and dial this in.
Yeah. Only if I looked inside the window would see the brighter side of this thing though. Or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances, only rocking to the dust and let the bingo. What I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach and one when I cannot see. I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I do my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon where each step out there for me. Even I compare for me. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me. Always been on fire, now fresh for some light in me. Don't need to be reminded, and you see us to be lighted. Can you see the strong desire? Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon, cause this race is long. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Picture life for a second, wanna wrestle on this field where all the obstacles turn a fake and then a real. Where you can never touch, it seems all too much to dream, but this way I'm certain that we cannot yield. And I know that each pass a case of the flow. Everyone that we will be experienced on. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
So around 11 and 12 is kind of starts getting a little bit some of that crunch comes in, that digital kind of like it's kind of about to get there. 13, 14, yeah, you definitely hear it. 11, 12 is pushing it, so I'm just gonna leave it at 10, and we'll see from there. Again, I'm gonna take off the Unity. Yes, this tells me the loves, but I personally like using this to measure my stuff. And again, this is my preference. This is what I like to do. And so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to take off the Unity. So we gave it 10 dB, okay? And let's go ahead to the mix tool. Okay? And we're just going to start from 10. Okay, so let me explain something really quick on how I read this meter here. Okay, so I read it based off the short term, not the integrated. Integrated is more like kind of like over time. Short term is like it's getting all your peaks like as it's coming in. So and you'll see. Like I'm reading the short term, and then I'll show you. You got your true peak down here, your short term max, your momentary max. But again, I'm going based off short term. I'm looking at the true peak and short term, more than likely. Integrated again, I do look at it, but I try not to pay attention too much to that and care kind of what it's telling me too much. I'm basing them more off the short term. Okay. And then we'll see kind of what short term is telling me. And again, you're not hearing the full blown volume because I lowered it, and the volume knob, it's after the master plan, and between the volume knob and the master plan, you have the meter, so you get the real readout without me blowing it out your ears. Okay. So something did happen, but you're not hearing that. Again, you got to pay close attention to how the character change, but you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yonder, if I looked inside the window, would say the brighter side of this thing though. Or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances on the rack until the dust and let the bingo. Yeah, what I meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one trade. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. Yeah, I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon, but each open and there for me. Even I can bear for me. I'm tired. It's a simple drive for me, always been on fire. Now fresh for some light in me, don't need to be reminded. And you see us to be lighted, can you see the strong desire? Yeah. Been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, gotta stay strong. And now we're staying rested on this marathon. Cause this race is long, gotta keep my fire gone. If we don't, then we will be expiring soon. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Dreaming doesn't never last.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Finish race if we do start.
Now we're breaking out through the window.
Picture life for a second, wanna wrestle on this field where all the obstacles turn a fake and then a real. Where you can never touch, it seems all too much to dream, but this way I'm certain that we cannot yield. And I know that each passing hit.
Okay, so we are hitting minus 5.2 loves short term, and so far about. See, this is why I can't look at this too much, and even a lot of the pros will tell you, don't look at the integrated. I mean, you can look at it; it's there, but it's really not telling you much. Short term is where it's at. Okay, it's think of it it's in real time, and as everything is hitting. And so far, the hottest thing that came in after that chorus and the hook, which is the climax of the song, which is the loudest part of the song, with the bigger, more louder peak dynamics type stuff, is that minus 5.2 loves. Okay. True peak is gonna hit the ceiling like -1 because we got the master plan set to minus 0.10. Okay, which is not even a full dB. Let's see. Let's go back to here. So this is loud. And as you heard when I was doing the master plan, I'm gonna go ahead and bypass the mix knob. Unity. Pay attention to let's pay attention to see if there's any artifacts coming in at this level. One more time.
Though, or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances on the rack until the dust and let the bingo. Yeah, what I meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one trade. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. Lighter, can you see the strong desire? When my team taking dreams on this marathon, Brian Sean, and we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Never breaking down through the window.
Dreaming doesn't ever last.
Never breaking down through the window.
Finish race if it do start.
So to me, it sounds really good right there. And now, does it take dynamics away? That's the next question. Are my dynamics getting squashed even though it sounds good at unity gain plus 10 dB on the loud knob? Sounds pretty good to me again. But this is why and don't let loudness fool you. Like, you know, turning something up will always sound better than having it lower. So again, whenever I'm mixing, mastering, I always tend to like have my volume not super. Like, man, I'm not gonna have my stuff super low. I'll hear a lot of engineers. Oh, make sure you can hear your keyboard typing. BS, man. Like, as long as you know you're not blowing out your ears and you know you're comfortable with listening to a certain volume over an extended period of time. Okay, like listen to your body. Everyone is different. So again, there's times where I'll turn it up because I want to feel and hear some specific frequencies and ranges and sounds and parts of the vocal. But then I go back down to where it's not super quiet. It's moderate. It's medium. I just call it's at a medium level, what I think it's medium to me. And I leave it there. There's times where I'll lower it to see if there's certain things that get lost as the volume is lower. But again, you got to play with your volume. It's a game. You got to up, down, middle, high, super low. Like, play with it because different volumes, different like having your volume at specific places for specific things, it's gonna tell you a different story and give you different information. Okay, so just use your volume carefully. That's all I can really say to that. And I'm gonna go ahead and lower my volume. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna turn on my mix, my volume knob, turn off the unity gain. I mean the unity. And I'm just gonna start dialing in the gain. I'm gonna go up. It's gonna get loud. So just letting you know now, it's gonna get loud. So you might want to turn down your volume now. Like, turn it down a decent amount. And as I get louder, you might have to go lower on your volume. Okay? Just be careful.
Yeah. Yonder, if I looked inside the window, would see the brighter side of this thing though. Or the future that could be so shining like a disco. There is no more chances on the rack into the dust and let the bingo. Yeah, what I'm meant to be, trying every option now. Nothing ever does degrade this one tree. But most apples hanging over me, but it's really hard to reach them all when I cannot see. Yeah, I love rap, but it's really hard to work for it. Top is so hard to be earning it, but I'm doing my best as I try to be so worth for it. Journey is a marathon, but each step when I'm there for me, even I can bear from it. I'm tired, it's a simple drive for me. Always been on fire, now fresh for some light in me. Don't need to be reminded, and you see us to be lighted. Can you see the strong desire? Yeah, been a bit quiet in the scene now. Working with my team, taking dreams out. One step at this time, rise on. And we're riding with the flow of the inspo. Now we're breaking out through the window.
Now we're breaking out of the window.
Staring through this window glass.
Now we're breaking down through the window.
Okay, so that's what I needed to hear in my room, through my speakers, through my monitors. I needed to see it, having it at 0 dB with the mix tool, and hearing the real sound, the real loudness, not just reading the meters and all that, and not just listening to the volume at unity gain. I needed to feel it. I needed to see what it was doing to my studio monitors, and it sounds really dang good. Like, I'm gonna leave it like that. Nice and loud. Why the hell not? Like, yeah, I could probably, and I might lower it to like 8, like -8. I mean, sorry. like 8, maybe. But I just, again, loud is nice. We like loud. But again, realistically, if this was a real master, between 8 and 10. Like if this was a real song that's gonna be on the platforms, just to be safe, I'm doing it like at 8. Let's be real, okay? But I like it at 10. It's not really breaking. So for now, let's just do 10. But look, guys, that was my take on the master plan. And who is it for? Again, to me, in my opinion, from my take, from my perspective, from my side of the line, is for the person who is doing it themselves, and anyone can use it. You can go buy it and it'll work, but it's gonna work better and at its best if you have a good mix. I critique myself really hard and I look in the mirror because I'm like, I'm not gonna ask anybody else. I critique myself really hard and I'm really hard on myself, which is why I feel like I can get away with doing my own stuff. Every once in a blue moon, I will ask someone, hey, like, what you think? Obviously, if I'm working with an artist, I'm gonna let the artist give me the green light because this is their body of work. Okay. Then I kind of go from there. But most of the time, I'm really hard on myself. So by the time it gets to the artist, it's a green light. But again, you guys, that was it for this one. Again, I'm gonna link that video at the end. So go ahead and click on it. And I kind of show why why mixing right the first time is very critical in a lot of situations and always 100% of the time. Because if you're going to use something like the master plan on a mediocre mix, and when I say mediocre, it's because I'm not picking on people. It's just more to say, make sure that your mix sounds right. Like that you're confident in your mix, that you're not cutting corners, that you're not rushing through the mix, and as the more you mix and the more you master, the faster you're going to get. So don't let the speed thing, like you'll hear a lot of pros talk about, man, just mix it fast. Yes, mix it and mix it fast and see it all the way through. But if you have to take your time, then take your time and don't be afraid to take your time. Like if you got to take 3 days to mix something, that's fine. There's times where I'll take 4 days to mix something, but always do it right the first time so you don't take 2-3 times longer to mix something, okay? But that's it for this one, guys, and light them up.